Welcome back to Behind the Investigations. I'm Mike with Elite Investigations, the premier private investigation firm based right here in Billings, Montana. In the past episodes, I've shared some of the fraud cases I've personally worked. We've looked at the scams, the suspects, and the damage left behind. But today, it's not about telling stories. It's about educating and helping people. Because elder fraud isn't slowing down, it's growing. And it's costing seniors their money, their independence, their trust, and sometimes their life. The FBI reported that in just 1 year, older Americans lost more than $3.4 billion to scams. And experts believe that's only the tip of the iceberg, because most of these crimes never even get reported. So today, we're going to dive deep. We'll look at what elder fraud is, the different types of scams, and why so many cases are kept quiet, and how devastating it really is, and what you or your family can do to stop it. So what is elder fraud? Elder fraud is any scheme that uses lies, deception, or pressure to steal from people aged 60 or older. Scammers target seniors for a few reasons. They often have savings and retirement accounts. They may not be familiar with new technology. And sadly, many live alone, which makes them easy to isolate. I've worked these cases firsthand, and I'll tell you right now, these scammers are smarter. They're organized. They don't care who they hurt. Some operate overseas in very large call centers with scripts designed to trick people. These are professional scammers. Others are right here in our neighborhoods, sometimes, and sadly, family members. And unlike burglary or robberies, these kind of crimes leave no broken windows, no smashed in doors, just empty bank accounts, drained retirement funds, and shattered trust. Let's go through some of the most common types of elderly fraud in detail. There's the technical support scams. A pop-up on the computer says, "Your system is infected. Call this number now." The senior calls, and the scammer takes remote control of their computer. They may even install spyware, or they demand payment through gift cards or wire transfer. One of my clients has lost over $130,000 this way, because she truly thought she was protecting her computer. Then there's the romance scam. These are heartbreaking. A widow or a lonely senior meets someone online. The scammer spends weeks or even months building an emotional connection. They use sweet talk, pictures, and fake promises. Then comes the request. "I need airfare to come see you," or "I had an accident and need money to pay my medical expenses." By the time family members realize what happened, tens and thousands of dollars may be gone. And then we have the grandparent scam, one of the most manipulative tricks. The phone rings late at night. "Grandma, it's me. I'm in trouble. Please don't tell Mom and Dad." The scammer pretends to be a grandchild. They use urgency and the fear to push the senior into wiring money immediately. I've investigated cases here in Montana where a grandparent wired $8,000 to someone she thought was her grandson. She only found out later when the real grandson showed up for Sunday dinner. By then, the money was gone. Then we have lottery scams. You've won millions, but first you need to pay the taxes and processing fees. Victims keep sending money, convinced the big payout is just around the corner. These scammers sometimes call every single day, wearing the victim down until they cave. Then you have the government impostor scams. Calls or emails claiming to be from the IRS or Social Security or Medicaid. They threaten arrest or benefit suspension unless immediate payment is made. They often demand unusual forms of payment, gift cards, wire transfer, or even cryptocurrency. These are total fraud and should never be paid. Then you have the caregiver or family exploitation. This one is the hardest to talk about. Sometimes the abusers is the very person the senior trusts the most. I've seen cases where checks were stolen, credit cards maxed out, or a power of attorney was used to drain the entire accounts. These cases often split families apart. Then you have newer digital fraud. We're now seeing scams involving cryptocurrency investments, fake online shops, or even AI voice-over cloning. Imagine picking up the phone and hearing what sounds like your granddaughter's voice asking for help. The technology is real, and the scammers are already using it. Here's the tragic part. Most of these crimes are never reported. Why? First, shame. Victims feel very embarrassed. They think, I should have known better. Second is fear. They worry that if their kids find out, they'll lose control of their finances. They don't want to feel like a burden. And third, confusion. Sometimes seniors don't even realize a crime has been committed. Scammers convince them it was a legitimate transaction. And fourth is manipulation. Scammers will coach their victims. They'll say, don't tell anyone. If you do, you'll lose your prize. Or, this is a secret between us. This silence is what makes elder fraud a silent epidemic. The damage goes well beyond money. Emotionally, victims lose trust. They stop answering the phone. They feel humiliated, isolated, and depressed. Financially, it can be catastrophic. I've seen a victim lose their entire retirement savings. Imagine working your whole life only to see it vanish in weeks, sometimes days. And at 75 or 80 years old, there's no time to earn it back. Families suffer too. I've seen siblings blame each other. I've seen kids argue who should have been watching mom or dad's accounts. Sometimes the victims hide it until it's too late to recover anything. And communities are impacted. When these scams hit multiple people in the same town, it erodes trust in neighbors, in businesses, and even in law enforcement. So how do we fight back? Education. Talk openly about scams with your family. Share news stories. On Facebook, I see where the Billings Police Department and the Yellowstone County Sheriff's Office tries to post updates on scams going around. I personally always share those alerts with friends and family. Make sure everyone you know knows the warning signs. Communicating. Seniors should always feel comfortable calling their kids, friends, or even banker before sending money. Verification. If someone calls claiming to be from the IRS, hang up. And this is hard for some seniors to do because they were raised at a different time, and you don't just hang up on someone. But you really got to get it into their heads to think, just hang up. It's not going to hurt anything. If an email says it's from Social Security, don't click on it. Go directly to the official website or phone number. Bank safeguards. Set up transactional alerts by text or email. Place limits on transfers. Or consider joining monitoring with a trusted family member. Professional help. Private investigators like myself can step in. We can trace the money and document the fraud and provide the evidence law enforcement can use. Sometimes our involvement is the only way cases get moved forward. Community involvement. Church groups, senior centers, and libraries can host fraud awareness presentations. The more people who hear about the scams, the fewer victims scammers will find. Okay, let's go over practical tips for family and seniors. For family members, check in regularly, not just about health, but about phone calls, unusual mail, and online activities. Review accounts together. Look for unusual withdrawals, multiple small transactions, or any wire transfers. Set boundaries. Let your loved one know it's okay to hang up on a stranger, even if they sound official. Create a phone plan. If someone calls asking for money, have your loved one call you first, no matter what. And for you seniors, slow down. Scammers use urgency. If someone demands immediate payment, that's a big red flag. Use trusted contacts. Keep a short list of family, your banker, or your lawyer. Call them before making a big decision. Guard your personal information. Don't give your Social Security number out, or your Medicare number, or banking info over the phone unless you call the number yourself. Avoid unusual payments. No real government agency or business will demand payment through gift cards, cryptocurrency, or wire transfer. And here's an important one. Report it. Don't be embarrassed. Even if you've already lost the money, reporting the scam can stop someone else from being targeted. One of the best places to report is the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission. They're a U.S. government agency that tracks scams nationwide. They share that information with law enforcement, and they use the data to shut down criminal operations. You can file a complaint online at reportfraud.ftc.gov. It's free and it's simple. And it helps investigators connect the dots on big fraud networks. So remember, speak up, tell your bank, tell law enforcement, and report it to the Federal Trade Commission. Top 10 red flags of a scam. The caller demands secrecy. You're pressured to act immediately. Payments must be made in gift cards, wire transfer, or cryptocurrency. The caller ID looks official, but the number can't be verified. Promises of prizes or winnings you never entered. Emotional manipulation, fear, love, urgency. Asking for personal data, Social Security numbers, Medicare numbers, or banking info. Too good to be true offers. Messages with poor spelling or grammar. refusal to provide a callback number or written information. For those here in Montana and across the country, banks and credit unions most have fraud prevention officers who can help spot suspicious activity. You also got the Adult Protective Services, APS. In Montana, APS works under the Department of Public Health and Human Services. They investigate abuse and financial exploitation. Senior centers and libraries. Many host scam awareness seminars. Attend them, bring a friend or a family member, and spread the word. Technology can help. Use call blocking apps. Sign up for banking alerts by text or email. Use a password manager to protect accounts. Keep software and devices updated. Scammers will target outdated systems. And remember, technology doesn't have to be scary. With the right tools, it can protect you instead of expose you. You know, some family conversation starters? Sit down with your loved ones and create a fraud safety plan. Agree on a code word for emergencies. So if a grandchild's going to call you, there's a certain word that they'll use to let you know it's really them. Make a rule that no large money transfer happens without family check-in. Keep a one-page list of trusted numbers next to the phone, your bank, your lawyer, your doctor, the kids. These small steps can make a huge difference. Elder fraud is more than a financial crime. It's an attack on dignity, independence, and a peace of mind. If you're a senior watching this, know that you're not alone. If something feels off, speak up. Talk to your family, your bank, or call law enforcement. And if you're an adult child or a caregiver, check in, not just on health, but on finances, phone calls, or emails that they receive. These conversations could save your loved ones thousands of dollars and a lot of heartache. Here at Elite Investigations, we've worked elderly fraud cases. We've seen heartbreak, but we've also seen hope. When families take action, when communities get involved, and when justice finally catches up with the scammers. Because at the end of the day, this fight isn't just about recovering money, it's about protecting people. Thanks for joining me on this episode of Behind the Investigation. If you found this helpful, please share it with someone who might need this information. And remember, whether it's fraud, missing persons, or uncovering the truth, Elite Investigations is here to help. Because when people call me, they want three things above all else: discretion, experience, and results. I'm Mike Toth, and we'll see you next time on Behind the Investigation. And as always, stay safe, stay curious, and I'll see you on the next episode.